Tonight we're camping in the Free Spirits ENRAN 2 and we're going to see if 3 mammals will fit in this 1 kilo tent. Sitting there nice in this moderate breeze, but I've just got a little tweak to do. I always keep in my peg bag some extra guy lines, and I've just made some nice new ones. I've put clown cleats on them and some nice little orange carabiners, and I'll put a link below where you can get the clown cleats and the orange carabiners from. You could just get some like 3mm Spectra style or Dyneema line. This one is actually from Top Tent, so slightly tricky to get hold of. And then what you do is just add them to the end. Plenty of space?
Yeah.
So I've got 2 doors here, and that one we should be able to look out over onto the sunset there. We've just got a little bit of shelter from this little dip or rise here. Get our stuff in. So tonight I wanted to talk about any features I haven't previously spoke about and then show its use as a 2-man configuration and a dog. So to see if we've actually got space and if a 1 kilo tent can actually be comfortable for 2 people. Now you would have seen, I'll put a link up here to my first impressions video. I just wanted to fill in any gaps and talk about extra things I've learnt about the tent over the last week or 2. Now, one of the things is, I don't know if you can see it there, is this fabric I've learnt is Korean double seal nylon, but unusually it's what's called 580T, and it's got a super fine thread count. It's not anything like I've seen before. Quite often tents will be 210T, and we've heard about 7D, 15D, 20D, and I worried about this tent at first because it's only 7 denier, but there's a massive amount of thread counts per inch. So 580T means the number of threads per inch. So you can see how super fine it is there, and I think that helps to really give it its strength. It feels like nothing else I've experienced. Now, mine came with seam sealant, but it doesn't need seam sealing across here and across here, and just for caution's sake, I think it's just at the reinforcement points that requires seam sealing. That's just where the high kind of stress is. Now, interestingly, in their pursuit of excellence, they've used every kind of material they can, and the expanding thread is actually by Coats of England. So this is all held together by English thread, which I find pretty nice, really. And tonight we're having a bit of battle of the mats. These are 2 really interesting sleep mats, promising to be thick, comfortable and warm. Both are new to market for 2025. This is the Thermarest Neoloft, and this is one I can't talk about yet. It's going to be released at the end of April 2025. And these 2 mats are generating a lot of interest in the wild camping and camping market. So let's get them blown up.
Oh, that's really silky.
We've got a lot of mat going on here. Now the brown one is 68 centimeters, and this Thermarest one is 66, so 130 centimeter wide tent should fit in absolutely fine. I think both mats are 198 centimeters long, and the brown one is, I think, 11 centimeters, and the Thermarest is 11.7 centimeters.
Oh, this one's actually comfy as well.
So Joel, which is your comfort test so far? You actually prefer that one?
Yeah.
Okay, the tent is absolutely stretched to the limit with these mats in, overlapping a little bit. I think 60 centimetre wide mats would be better, but in these dry conditions we've got a 66 and a 68 thick mats in, so we're going to be in like super luxury, and there's going to be space for the doggy at the bottom as well, no problem. Oh, nice. Just looking over to Helvellyn Range over here. All the water's down there. This is Place Fell up here, and the High Street Range over there. Beader Fell over here, and Angleton Pikes over there. A lovely night for it, really gorgeous. Cool in this breeze, but nobody around. Beautiful bit of sun, excellent bit of kit. Nice. Right, time to get some food on. Oh God, I burnt that, something wrong.
Who's that?
Helicopter.
Oh,
Totally burned the pan, wasn't quick enough.
this is just sauce. Where's the pasta?
Oh, it is in there.
There's no pasta.
There is, there's loads. Right, we're settled down inside now. It's pretty cosy here. Nice spot for the dog in the bottom. Here we are. We've got plenty of space. Oh, okay, we haven't got plenty of space. We've got enough space.
Yeah.
Just about. So, we're fine. Okay, well, I'm in the No Tent Ling sleeping bag tonight. Cozy as ever. I love this bag. I think coming out soon as well is going to be the +5 model. I'm still in the -5 one, but yeah, keep an eye out for that. There's a +5, like a 3-season one coming out. Right, well, we're just getting ready for bed.
Yeah.
Tell you what's proving pretty useful is this little ventilation part here. We've got the shoes in there, and this monofill mesh is really good because you can't feel a draft coming through there at all. When you open that, you can feel the cool air coming through. So if we get warm, we can just reach out, open that's straight to the outside world there, or just shut that down. We can have that how we like, and then to control the amount of ventilation, just kind of open that, and then we've got air flowing through the monofill there. So yeah, now we're settled in, it's pretty comfortable. There's Honey at the bottom in her bed, and wrapped up in coats and stuff, so she's pretty comfy down there, snuggled in. So we'll say good night, and we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. The rain's coming early. We've just swapped mats to try, and I've been pretty comfy on the Thermarest. As regards this one, the brown one, yeah, I like this one too, but for the full verdict you're going to have to wait and see. No condensation in here this morning, despite there being 3 of us in here. Completely dry along here. It's been raining for the last hour. The only thing I would say, with 2 inside, and a thick mat, you are quite close to the tent here, and when the wind blows the side of the tent, it is a little bit close to your shoulders. I had a bit of clothing propped up there to keep that away from me, and that helps. Otherwise, pretty good. And we're just going to lie in bed a bit longer and then pluck up the courage to get packed up. Great, we've got a temporary respite in the rain. So, still pretty early, only 6:30, but we'll get up. See if the tent's got any stretch to it. Alright, this is the test. Does the rain come in when you open the door? Ooh. Not the camera ready. Yeah, not really. Lucky we've got a nice guard dog. Despite that heavy rain, there's very little stretch in the material. I mean, it's kept good tension, hasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't really consider going around tightening these guys. Doesn't need it, so that's impressive. Maybe it's something to do with this very high thread count Korean double sail I was talking about. Yeah, it looks fine, and definitely been not a drip of leakage at all. I'm glad it stopped raining now. It's a fine morning. Great view of Catsi Cam here, sticking up like a pyramid in the middle. Ciao honey, you love this bit. Whacked myself on the ear with a guy line. Sorry honey. I mean, that's the tent, squished down, even wet, so 2 + 1 have been in there. Impressive. That's without the poles and pegs, but really compact. And in case you were wondering, I've been testing out the Fjern Eco Softshell trousers. Really good. Bit of reinforcement on the knees and the cuffs. I'll put a link to these below. Nice pockets here. I like the colour. Woo. There's a bit of grass in my tea, but I've just been rereading Pete Boardman's book, The Shining Mountain, and it's their account of the grueling ascent of a Himalayan giant. And what was normal for them is the OXO cubes that they were trying to make a brew with were frozen, so they'd chew up the OXO cubes and spit them in the pot and then just drink that, you know, share it. So yeah, desperate high altitude mountaineering in the 70s, so a little bit of grass in my tea is nothing, is it? In fact, probably adds to it. We've packed up every trace of rubbish. We've been quiet. We've camped high. We've arrived late and packed up early. We've camped well above the highest fell wall. This is wild camping in the Lake District. Down there by waterways, lakesides, rivers isn't wild camping, it's fly camping. Don't do it. It's brilliant night for it. And interestingly, I've been with my youngest son, Joel. He's been great company. And last night, my big lad, Josh, was out wild camping in the 3FUL Taijin 2. He's doing the Coaldale Horseshoe. So I'll put a picture up now. Hope you've had a good night, Josh. Amazing cloud cap over High Street. So what about the TFS ENRAN 2? It's been brilliant. It's definitely cozy for two. I think wide mats like that, 68, 66 centimeters, a bit over the top. Perhaps a mummy shape would be better, or an ordinary pad, or if you were solo, knock yourself out, biggest pad as you like. But we managed it just fine, didn't we, Joel? There's two of us. So I'm really glad Joel came along. Tent's been excellent, no leaking, very little flapping in the breeze. It's just a good design and materials. So I'll put a link below. This is available from Camperlists, £439. And if you want to know more detail, as I say, check out my other first look with all the sharp bits. Aye, so we're going to walk down the valley. There's the head of Allswater there. The car's a mile or two that way. And don't forget to subscribe, because I've got another TFS tent or two on the way, one of which I've purchased myself, and coming is the TFS ENRAN 1 in poly. So that'll be good to compare the two materials together and the single inner. Okay, catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.